Yo, what's up guys? Woo! Grabe dito. Lamig. Oh, pili nyo. Ayaw mabasa yung mga milyones dito eh.
Wala ba kami nabasa dito sa church? Hindi ba kami nabasa dito sa church?
So, hindi naman.
Tama kasi.
Minabati ko nga pala sila yung pamilya ko dyan sa Maynila. Balik na kami bukas.
Was it a big mistake to educate women?
Yeah, it seems like it. Because look at them.
What the fuck are you talking about?
It's a girl education and it's weak.
The girls are the problem here, obviously.
Is it fake bullying or is it fake bullying?
Mahalalala.
This isn't about those dumb meme families.
It's about reading, writing, and arithmetic.
Mental illness? That sounds like some woman shit.
Mahalalala.
And no good when girls think they're important.
Get rid of the girls!
Exvangelical Reacts, Part 2 of the last video. You know the one.
The Hollywood and politician phonies and mainstream media, they're like, the Muslims are bad because they don't want girls to be educated. That's the only reason that they thought that the Muslim radicals were bad. And so they're pushing for girls to be educated. Bill Gates is pushing this girls' affirmative action for girls fund. So that they can, because in Africa, if a woman is educated and she knows how to work, then that raises the benefit of the whole village, supposedly.
Okay, first of all, that's not just in Africa. When people are educated in your community, they can benefit that community more than they could have when they weren't educated. And when the community as a whole is more educated, that benefits the whole community as a whole and raises it up. So I'm having such a hard time following the train of thought here because this is so far outside of any kind of thought process I would ever have about something, because they're jumping from like topic to topic without coming to a real conclusion, throwing out these buzzwords like mainstream media and Hollywood phonies and talking about Bill Gates. And I'm just like, where is any of this coming from? If you're going to be saying shit like this, you need to cite some sources. You need to actually show what you're talking about. You can't just say all of these words without backing any of it up. But of course, none of them are challenging each other. They're all just kind of living inside of their bubble. As four men who agree about a topic on which they have no expertise, none of them have the lived experience of a woman anywhere in the world, regardless, at all. They're shitting on people who are fighting for women's education, which of course to them sounds bad, but to me, it sounds good. So we're starting from this like different, completely opposite viewpoint, and it's really hard to like follow what they're saying, understand their perspective, and I'm like really trying to understand where they're coming from, but the only thread through I can find is that they hate all of the people they're talking about, specifically because they are playing some sort of part in helping educate women. The main reason that they've given so far for thinking that women shouldn't be educated is because they're conceited and they think they know better. Those are the actually only two reasons they've given. Maybe these guys were like slighted by a woman who was more intelligent than them, and now they're all just like, oh, women shouldn't be educated. That's dumb. No woman should be smarter than me. Ugh. It's just grown men whining. I cannot even with this right now. Like, oh my God. They're listing off only a few people here who are fighting for girls' rights to go to school. And that's why they hate them? This is what I'm saying. I cannot even get on the same page as that in any way. So you hate Bill Gates not because he's among the select few who's hoarding an immense amount of wealth and disrupting the global economy in a very real way, but because he's helping girls get educated. I can't even begin to relate to the frame of mind you have to be in to think something like that. I can't relate to this at all. And maybe that's my problem. I don't know. Like, everybody has their opinions, I suppose, but I'm having a hard time even like processing what a person has gone through to get to a point where they're like, fuck women, fuck educated women, and let's not educate women. It was a mistake to do that. Like, that seems like a really big leap from whatever happened in these guys' lives that is making them now say this. And that's like part of the frustration. Like I said, they're not giving real reasons. They're just talking about things they don't like and whining about it. So I don't know.
Educated people are the ones saying, stay in Afghanistan and stuff to protect the women. It seems to be through the woman that they want to like maintain like evil status quo.
Right.
Amazing.
And so and that's a good point what you're making, because all the worst people are pushing it, right? That should be enough to tell you, okay, this is bad. Like all the worst people know that if we just pump up the ego of the woman, we can turn society upside down.
Yeah. I do know that evil come up from hell through the woman.
Mm-hmm.
And Satan knows that, and all his children knows that now, and that's why they're pushing the woman.
Mm-hmm.
But love come through the man from above.
Holy shit. So now we get into why this is an Evangelical Reacts, because now he's brought evil and Satan into the conversation. And I'm just like, what the fuck? These thoughts are like barely coherent. What is he talking about? Evil coming up through women into the world? We started with educating women and how that's a mistake. And now they're talking about how evil is coming up through them. What is the correlation here? What are you talking about? And of course he's making an unverifiable and colossal accusation that women are literally channeling evil from hell up into the world. And these guys are just like, yep, checks out. Yep, it's true. They're channeling evil. I've seen it. They're evil, all right. Mistake to educate those evil bitches. Checks out. Cool, yeah. But bro, regardless of everything I've been saying so far, evil coming up through women is metal as fuck. Imagine being the vessel for evil that's channeling through you from hell into the world, into reality, and you're just able to go about your normal life. I've never seen what I would imagine evil looks like coming through anybody ever, let alone a woman. So apparently they're all channeling evil and just living their normal lives. And that's pretty fucking metal, I gotta say.
The people in Congress, you know, the Huffington Post types who comment on people in Congress, they praise the Republican women who cooperate with the Democrats because the male Republicans are a little bit more manly in that they won't cooperate with the Democrats in the evil that they want to do. But the Republican women, they will cooperate and break the.
And they know that the woman will give in. The women will give in to evil.
Yeah.
On the education thing too, I realized you kind of have to have the love and logic of a man to protect yourself from getting too into education. Let's say you do want to get educated in a sense, right? Like, I want to get into science or whatever. You kind of have to have the love and logic of a man to kind of protect from yourself from, the temptation of education.
What does the love and logic of a man even mean? I feel like I'm repeating myself at this point, but like I can't even begin to grasp what he's getting at here. Like maybe I could make a couple educated guesses, but of course I've already fallen into the temptation of education. So obviously my opinion doesn't matter here. Is this like a new way for incels to greet each other when passing by on the street? Love and logic. Love and logic to you too, brother. Love and logic. Love and logic. Love and logic. The love and logic of a man. Also, what's up? The temptation of education? Is getting educated a sin now? Have I missed the boat on that one? Is that a new development in Christianity? Education is tempting people and is now a qualifier to send you to hell? Is there a new commandment I'm not aware of? Or maybe it's because wanting to acquire knowledge was the original sin of man, according to the Bible. So of course, getting educated is the biggest way to slight God. Just like in a classroom taking your test like, fuck you, God. Oh man, oh no, oh man, oh. Take that, you fucker. Oh man, oh why, why, oh man, oh.
Chris, was it a mistake to educate women in America?
Well, in one sense it was, but I mean it was done on purpose for nefarious reasons.
Nefarious.
So it was.
It no
wasn't,
mistake.
It wasn't a mistake. But yeah, it's a massive mistake. In order to create and or maintain the type of civilization that the people have come to know and love. Women are entirely incapable of doing so. I mean, it's not even this is not a joke. It's not like, oh, I love picking on women. It's not a joke anymore. We're going downhill fast, and we just want to keep feeding people's egos.
Yeah.
And playing nice and doing all this stuff. The quality of everyone's life. Again, we are living in a really nice society. We have all these nice things. The quality will continue to go down and down and down until we're literally in hell, unless we turn this thing around. Women can't. Again, it's two things really. It's the creation of it and then the maintenance of it to maintain it. The women cannot do either of those things. And so, yeah, it was a massive mistake to educate women.
Yo, what the fuck am I watching right now? This is just like getting fucking depressing at this point. Imagine thinking this. Imagine thinking any of this and not being absolutely disgusted with yourself and having no ability to self-reflect whatsoever. You can't even take 60 seconds to consider what other people think and feel and to question your beliefs and where they come from and why you believe them. You just fucking double down on your own bullshit and suddenly claim you're the victim. Okay, what else is he gonna say?
I noticed that everything the women get involved with, it turned to hell. In the home, the kids turn to hell. In the school, look what's happening in the schools now. When I was going to school years ago, it was peace in the school. It wasn't this mess. And look what's happening in the churches. They're taking over the churches, and the churches are just no good. Nothing but mess. The government is out of control after women taking over. The media after women taking over.
Yeah.
Everything they touch is just go. It remind me of the blacks. What?
The blacks.
Oh, everything they touch is just
No, it's true.
messes up.
Yeah.
And the people be grinning and pretending that is fine. Because they're afraid. They're afraid of the women. They're afraid of the name calling. They're afraid of what the?
I know. Insanity's running the show. It's crazy.
It's insane. And they act like the women are smart and equal. Women are not smart and they're not equal to men. It's just a reality. We have to bring back the order of God. That's the only thing that's going to work. The men got to take over.
Oh my God. How can you just make a sweeping generalization like that? To just be like, this entire group of people is incapable of creating and maintaining society. First of fucking all, what does that mean? And second of all, how do you just say something like that and believe that? Like, do you fucking realize you would not be here without people with uteruses? Historically, we've considered people with uteruses women, and you fucking came from one. You grew inside of someone else, their body created your life, and they pushed your stupid fucking head out or got a cesarean, and now you're here saying that the people who you perceive to be women can't even handle the pressure of maintaining a functional society. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. It's so lazy to make large claims like that. There's no nuance to any of these arguments. None. There's no deeper layer of thought that they've put into any of these pieces that they've brought in. And there's no consideration for anything other than the tiny little stupid fucking window that they look through called their perspective. It's just so fucking lazy to sit there and complain about shit you don't understand and then not offer any support or solutions or ideas or anything other than spiteful revenge on some perceived harm that's occurred to you. Like, that's the only thing I can think with this whole video is that these guys have been harmed in some way. And I could be wrong, but I just don't understand how a person gets to be so hateful like this. Their only solution is get women out, get rid of them, put them back where they belong. Women don't belong anywhere other than where they want to be, and they're not going anywhere anytime soon. So put on some fucking big boy pants and get along with girls, because this boys club of men hating women is fucking old. Grow the fuck up and take some responsibility in your life and in your community. Imagine any of this being your take in 2021. Women haven't taken over anything. Men are still largely in charge and in control of the world. And as far as I can see, everything that they just listed are complex issues with a lot of moving parts that are intricately woven into the fabric of the world we've created. And no one group of people is the cause for inefficiencies or issues or any of the things they pointed out. It's so naive and oversimplistic to just find the group you dislike the most and use them as a scapegoat and blame it all on them. That's so easy to do, and so many people do it. It's way harder to look at your dislikes and wonder why. What would I look like and who would I be if this dislike wasn't a thing for me? What could I accomplish if this no longer took up my time? We all have bias, so you can't ever fully take an objective look at most things, but it's worthwhile to question your bias every now and then, especially when you participate in outspoken degradation of an entire group. Say, for example, I don't know, you're on a podcast with a group of men where you just shit on women the whole time when no women are actually there. How about this instead? On some level, we're all just people. Members of the same species that have an easier time communicating with each other than with anything else. And we're all here together on this fucking rock in the middle of a bunch of nothingness hurling through the cosmos. And as far as we can tell right now, we're alone. All of us are only going to live such a short period of time, and we're gonna spend it like this, remaining in the bubble of your hatred and hostility, and shitting on the only other people that you know exist in the universe despite the infinitesimally small chance that you would ever be here with that person. Can we all just take a fucking collective breath together and zoom out of all of the problems and issues we're having with other people and just start to enjoy the time we have together? Start to really support one another and help build our communities? What if the people around you were helping take care of you, and you of them, and you knew, for the tiny little blip of time that you're alive in the unfolding of everything, that you could just simply enjoy being alive with the people who happen to be alive at the same time as you? So that's gonna wrap it up for today. Thank you so much for watching. It really means a lot to me. And if you like this video and want to see more, please like and subscribe and hit the little notification bell so you don't miss the videos when they come out. And you can follow me on any of my social medias, which are listed in the description box below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this video today, so drop a comment if you want to, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. And remember, don't get on a podcast and shit on a whole group of people who's not even there. It's not a good idea. It looks bad. It's really embarrassing. You just don't want to do it. Okay? Okay.